Namaskar, my name is Ashish Vidyarthi. How are you, dear friend? I'm here to answer some of your questions. Ready for it? All right. So, question number one. How do I deal with emotional grief and hurts? That's a good one. So, let me quickly tell you. You know, there are two kind of hurts. One kind is deep within, which is emotional. Deep within. It's hurt. All right. The other kind is the physical one, physical hurt, where there is a cut, there is a bruise, there is some bleeding, there's a fracture, there's a muscle rupture, and all those things. So, all those physical things, when we have, then we go to a doctor and the doctor treats it. But the internal one, we hold on to it. We say, you do not understand the hurt that I'm going through. We all go through that, right? Except, can I tell you something? Actually, there is no hurt. There is no hurt, dear friend. What is there is that there is disappointment. That person shouldn't have done that. It was so wrong. I never expected that to happen. Yes, my friend. That thing that we call as hurt from deep within, it is actually our disappointment. What we are disappointed by someone. And what is that disappointment? It is something that we expected, which did not happen. Yes. It's an expectation that we have from our spouse, expectation that we have from our boss, at the place of work, with our friends, with life itself, how life has treated me, with our parents, everyone. We have a string of expectations, and quite often those expectations aren't met. And when they aren't met, we get hurt. And when we get hurt, it just drains us out. Drains us out. We feel sorry for ourselves. We lose the will to live. Anything and everything is just so bad. And life doesn't look good. Now, what do we do about it? Have you ever considered that those hurts we keep carrying for very long periods in life, and we end up blaming people for it and blaming life for it? Now we are hurt, and then we also find villains in life for it. So life becomes one of conflict. In any case, there is so much conflict, and then we add the conflict that the whole world is against us. And guess what? This person becomes the victim. Now, being a victim isn't a great space to be in. No. You feel terrible for yourself, don't you? Feeling like a victim makes you feel weak, makes you feel that the world is unfair to you. And when world is unfair, when life is unfair, just imagine your life. Entire world is a bad world. People are bad and all that. Let's snap out of it, my friend. I have discovered that it stems from my disappointment. I was expecting somebody to behave in a particular way. They did not. Hello? Hello, Ashish. And through my life, I've experienced it. Through my life, most of the people haven't done what I expected them to do. But guess what? Life continues. Life continues in spite of they not having delivered what we expected. So, what do? I have discovered that as long as I keep having expectations, then I want an ideal life, ideal sort of responses. But life is not like that. Life is the way it is. Yes? Do you know that person you're disappointed with? That person did what she did. That person did what he did. Life has done to you what life has done to you. Guess now, what can you do? You can either wrestle with it, that it should not have been done, or have the power to accept it. Accept it. Yes. Yes. Accept it. Because even if you dislike what has happened, it still is there with you. I promise you, sometimes acceptance looks very difficult, right? In fact, it is difficult. You know why? Because it's like It's like tough to give up on feeling like a victim. We like to feel like a victim. But when you accept it, when you say that, you know what, it has happened, and I'm not a victim. It has happened the way it has happened. And now my life is going to be determined by how I behave now that this thing has happened. Yes, we can either be angry with what has happened, we can either be upset with what has happened, or we recognize what has happened and find out what else can we do other than being angry, other than feeling upset with ourselves. Haven't you seen people who don't get upset? In fact, my father was one such person. When somebody would ask him, Govindji, how come you don't get angry? He would say, I've seen life. He had seen life. He had seen life and discovered that life happens the way it happens, and it is up to him how he can make the most from what life throws at him. Yes, my friend, look at yourself. You have made the most of what life has thrown at you. Now, stop looking at yourself as a victim. You're not a victim. You are, in fact, a powerful human being. You have made choices which have made you to move in spite of what they have done and what they could have done, but they did not do, what life did. So remember, you are the person who is on the driver's seat, and it is up to you how you maneuver your way through life, through whatever boulders, whatever things that it throws at you. Yes, my friend, in acceptance, you stop jostling, you stop wrestling with what is already there. In fact, you become a dancer. You manage to move and you manage to maneuver yourself. You are agile enough because remember, that thing that you wish to achieve, you will achieve in spite of what life is throwing at you. No one in this world gets life exactly how they expected. We all get hurt. Oh, so many times we are hurt. But when we can let go of that hurt and be on purpose, only then do we create the results that we wish to. So the choice is very clear. You know what the choice is? Either please go on telling a story of your emotional hurt. It's a bit like, I have got a wound, I will keep it open, I will let it fester, I will let it turn into gangrene, probably, I will not give it up. That's a choice we have. Or I treat this wound, I treat this hurt, and saying that, hey, listen, that didn't happen the way you wanted. But now, can you create something amazing in spite of that? Yes, my friend. Life is filled with possibilities if you wish to see it. I promise you, each time that I have seen adversity, when things haven't turned out the way I really wanted it, I have found new pathways, new ways, new possibilities. In fact, I have found myself growing up. Yes, isn't it true for you too, dear friend? Each time that you have been disappointed, you have found new ways. You, in fact, reached deep inside of you and said, you know what? I will not be stopped. I will still go on. That is who you are. So, my invite is forget about all the hurts and the disappointments. In fact, now start looking at what are the new ways you can behave when people disappoint you. Are you ready for that? So I would love to hear your shares. How you have created when you have gone beyond your hurt and created something fascinating in your life. Would love to hear your thoughts. All right? And your next set of questions. You may send in the questions right below, and we would love to answer those questions for you. All right? Just in case you have loved this video, please give a like to it. If you really liked it, please subscribe to our channel. And if you really liked it, please share it with others. Maybe it'll make a difference to them. My name is Ashish Vidyarthi, and it's a pleasure interacting with you. Alshukran Bandhu. Alshukran ZindagiZZZ. See you again. Cheers and love. Take care of yourself. Keep the questions coming.